Hey, welcome business leaders. Hey, if you run a business, large or small, get ready to take lots of notes. We're ready to provide you with a solid hour of business insights and strategies for success. You're listening to Focal Point on Tan Talk 1340. I'm your host, Gil Pinney. I'm your Focal Point business coach. I welcome all business leaders. I focus on you so that your business can grow without requiring more time from your already hectic schedule. This is the show for improving your business performance, and it is a unique, one-of-a-kind radio program within Tampa Bay and all of the state of Florida. So please think about it and participate. Today's guest is really great today. We're going to have really a lot of fun. His name is Mark McCatty, and he's representing the Live to Lead, I guess it's a development experience.
Yeah, Gil, it's Live to Lead Tampa Bay, and of course the website would be livetoleadtampabay.com, and it's a leader event.
All right. Well, that's our topic, obviously, of today is about leadership and how you can improve your leadership skills. And this particular program can help you do that. Program, the one that Mark's going to talk about. But we'll have a little bit of fun as we do it. We want you to be part of this broadcast, so get your questions ready. Have them answered by a professional. We're glad you're listening, but we would really like your thoughts and questions. So give us a call. Our phone number here right now is 727-441-3000, or you can send us an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com. That's GILPINNEY @yahoo.com. Or send us a tweet. You can tweet at PinneyG. That's at Pinney G. Fairly easy to think about, easy to do. I have my phone right here, so those tweets will come right in, and we're looking forward to that. The best way for you to gain clarity is to participate and get the answers to the questions that you have popping in your head as soon as they come. So, what's a business coach all about? I'll tell you. Your Focal Point business coach provides you a money-back guarantee. We work together. We drive your business forward. There's very little risk on your part. So please call, ask for the free 1-hour consultation. My phone number is 727-537-9680. Or again, you can send a request to that email at gilpinney@yahoo.com. I'll be your advisor who works with you to identify your strengths and opportunities. I will help you set achievable goals to teach you how to track your business and motivate so that your business can be the best it can be. So we're coming into baseball playoffs, and we're going to talk leadership today. And I guess for the Rays, watching Joe Maddon's leadership style and how he's taken the Cubs from obscurity once again up to the mountaintop. They're playing the Mets. They're down 2-0 on their series, but here's Joe Maddon. He's a guy that's 61 years old, and he's working with a bunch of younger individuals that are all pretty much less than 30. And what does he do between games and tries to do during the games? He tries to remove those mental constraints that hold you back from being your best. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But you got any feedback on that, Chris, about Joe?
Well, I mean, everybody likes a down-to-earth manager, a manager who can relate both on and off the field. We saw when he was down here in Florida, a lot of the things that he did to sort of take the team's mind away from the grueling summer. Baseball is a long season. Guys get injured. Guys get tired. You start to lose focus very easily, especially when you are not doing so well. And there were plenty of seasons where the Rays weren't doing well, especially in the second half. So he was always good. You know, you've seen some of the things that he's done in Chicago this year. He had the petting zoo. He used to do down here in Tampa. He had everyone dress up in costume and sing songs, and you know, it was always something different. It was always something new, and it's working for him.
He knew how to connect.
That's right.
I don't think everybody could do that. You know, I don't think that you're gonna see. I'm trying to think like Let's take Sparky Anderson for example. One of them old school baseball guys. I don't think you would ever see Sparky Anderson pulling all the players in and saying, "Hey, everybody, tomorrow we're all going to get dressed up like women, and we're going to go sing songs to Girls Just Want to Have Fun out in center field." That, it takes a certain type of individual, and to his credit, he's able to do that while also succeeding in the areas that he's supposed to be succeeding in.
Good analogy. I don't see Marge Schott joining in, though.
Yeah. Oh, God, you had to go there. I said girls just want to have fun, not cheat people out of the game. I don't even get near mind. I'm going to go now.
Okay. One other announcement before we move on. A thing we covered a little bit last week was, we're coming up to the time of year. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, when it's a great time for all of us to give back to our community and do some volunteer work. So put that on your list of things you want to accomplish for yourself and your business or your family. Think about what charities you're going to deal with. If it's a company event, find that inspiration, and then communicate that choice to your team and let them rally around it, and then commit the resources that you want to that charitable benefit. And then once it's done, celebrate the success both inside and outside your organization. So being on top and with the volunteer effort, it's good for your soul and it's good for your business. So please think about that as we move into the season. And we'll now move on to our leadership. And we'll talk a little bit before we get on and find out what Mark McCatty is all about, what his background is, and what his career path has been. So, Mark, welcome to the show. It's
Thank you.
Always fun and always unpredictable. So let's hear it.
Well, thanks. So it's Mark McCatty Inc. I'm a leadership and team advisor. I actually came out of manufacturing and have been doing this, working with organizations on leadership, teams, and creating culture for about 20 years. John Maxwell certified. And that's the event, Live to Lead Tampa Bay. And it's interesting that you talk about the doing things for the holiday and the activities there. That's a real focus that John Maxwell is going to talk about. He's got a book, Intentional Living, and it's about, from a leader perspective, what do we do that adds value? What do we do that helps others? And how do we get others involved in that process of reaching out and what he calls experiencing significance? And so that's the event's focus is what do we do as individuals, personally and professional, to be successful, both in our calling as being a leader and in being influencing, as well as reaching out and having an impact on others, which you talked about coaching. That's very important. And the process that you talked about around being generous at this time of year, that's something that can actually be done 365 days a year. And so the topic is, how do we do that? How do we live intentionally, move beyond good intentions, and have significance?
Very good. Boy, every once in a while a blind squirrel finds a nut. And I guess I found one there with the leading into the holidays does go around the year, because the benefits of a business leader, business owner, demonstrating what their concern is for their community and giving back to the community pays big dividends all through the year.
Yeah.
Mostly with the employees.
Yes.
Because they'll feel positive about what they have accomplished. They look forward to the next year's event. They start planning the next year's event.
Yes.
Instead of waiting until October like we're talking about now. They start in June and July.
Right.
So it does have carryover, and I'm glad to hear John Maxwell has similar thoughts as to what I preach and try to live by.
Yeah.
And
Pat Leccioni actually is going to be talking about that whole culture of how do you create a culture where people are excited and engaged. And it's about the same things that you're speaking of. It's about what do we do to interact, to connect with people, to help them to accomplish their goals, their dreams. And that's what leadership is, right?
Yes.
Seeing people's strengths and helping them achieve those strengths.
Yeah. So just for a minute, we'll talk a little bit about John Maxwell. But right now we're going to go take a break, and we'll come back and have that discussion.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
At the Oaks of Clearwater, you'll enjoy a lifestyle to fit your needs. From independent living, assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing. Our exciting independent lifestyle is the perfect combination of freedom, comfort, and security. Enjoy total independence with peace of mind. Our independent lifestyle includes chef-prepared meals in our beautiful waterfront dining room, a continental breakfast, all utilities, including cable and telephone, housekeeping with linen service, scheduled transportation, including trips for shopping, local restaurants, theater, and more. Our activities program is second to none. At the Oaks of Clearwater, you'll enjoy affordable luxury waterfront senior living with a $1 million view. Call today, 727-445-4069, and discover where caring, compassionate service really makes the difference.
Did you know there's a sprawling botanical paradise right in your own backyard? Come visit Sunken Gardens. Located at 1825 4th Street North, it's St. Petersburg's oldest living museum. This 100-year-old garden is home to some of the oldest tropical plants in the region. Unwind as you stroll through meandering paths, lush with exotic plants from around the world. Explore cascading waterfalls, beautiful demonstration gardens, and more than 50,000 tropical plants and flowers. Sunken Gardens provides garden tours, horticultural programs, special events, field trips, weddings, private or corporate rentals, and much more. Call 727-551-3102 for more information. That's 727-551-3102. Sunken Gardens, 1825 4th Street North, right in the heart of Old Northeast St. Petersburg. Call 727-551-3102.
If you would like to become a wholesale buyer of the premium quality longevity products you hear about right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network for personal service, you can call Pete Greenway at 501-538-3160. That's Pete Greenway at 501-538-3160. And remember to tell them Lola sent you. Or you can go online at tantalkhealth.com. That's tantalkhealth.com. Here's to your health and longevity.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, business leaders and those who are going to be soon. We do the show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, the small business owner. You're part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340, and I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. I'm here with Mark McCatty, and you can contact him if you would like at live2leadtampabay.com. That's LIVE, the number 2, leadtampabay.com. Keep listening because he's going to discuss the Live to Lead experience here shortly, and by listening to this program, you'll be able to get a real good discount. Right now, please call in with any questions you may have about the event or anything that we've talked about earlier. Send an email or use my Twitter handle @PinneyG and send me a tweet. Well, prior to break, we were going to talk a little bit about John Maxwell, what he is, what he does. And I've had the pleasure of listening to John, and talks about coaches, and obviously I love talking about coaches. He says a coach is a person to help and guide you. The other point that he makes, though, is coaches are seasonal. You don't use the same coach throughout your whole career. You go through periods where you may need a super good coach in marketing or a super good coach in operations, but those are seasons in your business. And just like football, basketball, any other sport, you need to know what time you're in and what business season you're in and get a coach for that season. The last thing I'll touch on quickly about Mr. Maxwell is, when do you need a coach? When you know what you don't know and you need help finding it out. And you have a hunger to learn, and you realize that there's no such thing as a quick fix for your business, and you have a hunger for more than just a simple answer. So those are the coaching contexts that John Maxwell puts out, and I fully agree with those. And right now I'm going to pass it back to Mark. He's going to talk a little bit about John Maxwell and the Live to Lead experience, and hopefully mesh those two items together. So,
thank you,
okay,
Gil.
Mark.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, the Live to Lead Tampa Bay event is John Maxwell will be a keynote speaker, and he's coming out with a book, Intentional Living. And John Maxwell, as many know, he's a best-selling author. 25 million books have been sold, and he's been identified by several sources, Inc. Magazine, Success, American Management Association, as the #1 business leader in the world. Some call him the leadership guru. And he'll be talking about the topic of intentional leadership through his conversation in the book, Intentional Living. That is, as we talked before, being intentional about doing things of significance. And there'll be a good opportunity, I think, for folks to participate through his book, through the conference, and as you say, learn the things they don't know. And through his distance coaching, we'll be able to make an impact on their lives personally. Another speaker we have is Pat Leccioni, who is an author and speaker, and he's the founder of the Table Group. And some books that he's known for are the 5 Dysfunctions of Teams, and his latest book, The Advantage, Why Organizational Health Trumps Everything Else in Business. And that's near and dear to my heart. My area of focus when I work with businesses is on that social environment. What do we do to create a culture where leaders are influential, where teams work together well, and where there's a culture where we operate for the good of all, look out for the best of all. And Pat Leccioni is going to be talking to some of the topics there around some of the major dysfunctions that teams have and some things that can be done to remedy that, as well as the importance of organizational health. Another speaker that we have is Valerie Burton. And you know, Gil, I was with my grandchild today. My oldest grandchild is 3 years old, and we got him a little bicycle with training wheels. And it reminded me coming in that no matter where we are, there are things that we're capable of doing that we don't know that we know we can do. And it takes somebody else who has a belief in us to help us. And so my 3-year-old grandson was on the bike with training wheels, not falling but afraid, and saying, Pop, I need some help. And so how many times have we seen that with folks that we work with, folks that we have, folks that we know and love, is that they need confidence in themselves, and they need somebody to believe in them. Valerie Burton's going to be talking to that, being resilient in times of change, and have a good message to folks that are saying, you know, I've been through some challenges. How can I get up again? And so I'm really excited for folks to hear that. Another speaker that we have is going to be Kevin Turner, who is the COO of Microsoft. And John Maxwell is going to be having an interview with him. Obviously, he's someone who has an expansive organization. He's got a lot of folks that will be looking to him for leadership. And John Maxwell, who's good at asking good questions, is going to be asking him some questions around his leadership lessons learned that we'll be able to take some lessons from, right? How do we get better at what we do?
Okay. How do people, how they find where's the program, what's the cost? What do people have to do?
Yeah, well,
in order
fortunately,
to participate.
Yeah, we've got some great sponsors that have supported us through this effort. So let me just name those quickly. It's Collaborative Labs of St. Pete, and that's where the event is going to be had.
Oh, that's a beautiful facility.
That is a most one. My goodness sakes, I've been a lot of places.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So we agree that's a good.
The technology that they've got there is just it's phenomenal, folks. If you haven't visited, they have open houses 3 times a year, I believe. And to see the projection system that they use, the whiteboards that you write on the whiteboard, and all of a sudden it's in a computer 6 miles away or wherever you want it to go, and the team building aspect of the content that they have there, from sheet to sheet to sheet around the room, it's really fantastic and a very, very well done part of our community that I think just about anybody can use, as long as you pay the rental fee for the facility. So anyone out there listening, I know that Collaborative Labs also would like to assist other businesses to use that room, and they will help provide instructors if you want to have a course there. So go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to give them an ad, but it really is a fantastic facility.
Well, that's why we chose it. It's a great place. And we're going to be there on this Friday, October the 23rd. At 7:30, the doors open. At 8 o'clock, it starts. And from 8 to 11:30, we have a morning session. And then from 12:30 in the afternoon to 4:30, we have some workshops. Additional sponsors we have is Waterstone Mortgage, JMI Resource, their staffing solutions, and Murano Corporation, which is actually a supply chain support system out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And so they can go to livetoleadtampabay.com and look for the information there. There are morning sessions with the speakers that I mentioned, plus some afternoon workshops. And the discount you talked about, let me give that then. It's probably a good time for that.
Be ready. Got your pens and paper ready.
Yes,
Please
thank you.
Get ready to write it down.
When you go to the website, livetoleadtampabay.com, and whether you sign up for the morning event or one of the afternoon workshops, if you'll enter the discount code FBLA, which you could say Future Business Leaders of America, two things will happen. Number one, you'll get a 10% discount. And the second thing will happen is that we'll donate 10% to the Future Business Leaders of America, which is an endeavor to support the students at Middleton High School. Again, that discount code is FBLA when you're on the site, either for the morning or for the afternoon workshops.
Very, very good. And it's, again, we're already talking volunteerism and giving back. And by joining this particular experience for the Live to Lead, you'll not only get a discount, but you'll also be giving funds to the Future Business Leaders of America.
Right.
For those that may not know, let me give the address of Collaborative Labs. It's at the SPC Epicenter, which is 13805 58th Street North, and that's in Clearwater. So if you haven't been there, it's right up ICOT, by the ICOT Center. It's in that area of town. It's in the center of Pinellas County, easy to get to from the Tampa side. Just take the big bridge.
The Howard Franklin.
The Howard Franklin.
Overton, right.
I just had a brain freeze. So, but it should be a real good program. We'll talk just briefly. In the morning, you've got the John Maxwell. All the three speakers are going to speak in the morning.
Yes, from 8 o'clock to 11:30 is going to be John and Pat and Valerie Burton, and the interview with Kevin Turner.
Okay.
And then there'll be a break, and then the afternoon workshops. We'll have three of those, and maybe we can talk about those later.
Okay,
We'll
we shall. So when you go on Live to Lead, you select. You get automatically the first one, right? The one in the morning with the discussion, and then you have to select others.
Right. You'll go to the website, livetoleadtampabay.com, and there's an event, sign up for the morning, and you can go to the event link, and then there's another tab for workshops, and you'll go to that tab and select a workshop that you would like to attend.
Okay. Well, that's perfect then. We know exactly how to do it. That's always something I like to make sure people know, particularly on the radio. You can't show them what it looks like on the screen because we don't have a screen where we're talking.
That's right.
And now you know exactly how to get your discount, that your discount's going to help Middleton High School. It also allows you to select which workshop you want to be part of. And when we come back from break, we'll talk about those 4 different workshops and see if and which ones you'd like to select. So we'll be back.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Money, money, money. How much time do you spend worrying about money? What if you could get the things you need without money? You can. It's called barter, and it's the oldest and most enduring form of exchange on the planet. Dave Wagenford's book, No Cash, No Problem, How to Get What You Want in Business and in Life Without Using Cash, is the new Bible of barter. In this book, you'll discover a new mindset that can change your life forever. Learn a secret that is said to be known by only 500 people around the world. Gain a new skill set that can make you rich. See how multi-million-dollar deals are done behind the scenes, all without using any cash. Complete your first cashless transaction before you even finish the book. Marketing guru Jay Abraham christened Dave Wagenford the king of barter. Order Dave's book, No Cash, No Problem, by phone. Credit cards accepted. Call 727-441-3311. 727-441-3311. 727-441-3311.
Show me the money.
It's the Employment Opportunity Hour with Gene Hodge every Thursday night from 7 until 8.
So the purpose of the show is to help you out there to find something that you enjoy doing instead of a job. And at the start of the show, I normally give out a formula, which I know will guarantee you to find the type of job that you want right now.
Find out the formula to an enjoyable job with Gene Hodge's Employment Opportunity Hour every Thursday night from 7 until 8 here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Show me the money.
Some people don't believe in mermaids. Hope that's not you, because they exist at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park off US 19 and State Road 50, just north of Spring Hill. Since 1947, the magic of the mermaids have been entertaining visitors at the 538-acre Springs Park. Come and watch in the 400-seat submerged theater, the Little Mermaid Show at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. Weeki Wachee State Park offers mermaid shows, reptile shows, boat tours, and swimming in the pristine spring at Buccaneer Bay. Weeki Wachee State Park is a perfect backdrop for wedding receptions, birthday parties, picnics, meetings, retreats, family reunions, or just to relax on the white sandy beach. Step back in time when things were much simpler and enjoyable. Spend the day at an original theme park. Call 352-592-5656 or log on to wikiwachee.com for upcoming events, hours, and ticket pricing. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, where mermaids do exist.
Lightning fans, there's no better time to reserve your 2015-16 season tickets than now. Season ticket members get the best seats, the best discounts, playoff priority, exclusive player access, and more. Reserve your 2015-16 season tickets by calling 813-301-6600 or visit TampaBayLightning.com. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Be the Thunder.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, welcome back, business leaders and those that want to be, hopefully quickly. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, small business. You're part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach, and I'm here with Mark McCatty with Live to Lead, and we'd like you to give us a call at 727-441-3000. Send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com or send me a tweet at PinneyG. The Live to Lead, you can contact them at live2leadtampabay.com. They have a leader development experience happening this Friday on 10/23. That's October 23rd. If you listened prior to the break, you heard that Mark is giving our listeners a special discount. So if you go on that particular website, you can get a 10% discount plus 10% of your registration fee goes to the Future Business Leaders of America. So it's a really, really good idea to attend. And it's really a good idea that we pass that information along to others and get as many people there as possible. Because for me as a business coach, it's great for as many people to go there because eventually they're going to need a coach. They're going to find out where their strength is in leadership. They're going to find out lots of things that they can or should do. But you know what? It's always tough to do it on your own.
That's right.
If you have a coach to make you accountable to achieve that, instead of pushing it off for a month, you'll get it done in a week. And that's what I found with numerous people. And it's kind of just the human nature side of the way we are. So in the afternoon, or in the morning, the program is going to have commentary by John Maxwell, Patrick Lencioni, Valerie Burton, and Kevin Turner. And then in the afternoon, they're going to have a series of workshops. So right now, I'll let Mark talk about those workshops so that you can evaluate whether or not it's going to be beneficial to you, which I'm sure it will be, and which one to select and choose. So, Mark, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Gil. I like what you talked about with that accountability. That's one of the things that folks talk about, right, is that they didn't because they had good intentions, but there was no accountability, so they didn't.
That's right.
And so it's that ability to be intentional about it. And there are 3 workshops that help us to support that. I'm going to do a workshop. It's going to start from 12:30 to 4:30, and the title is Improving Organizational Health, Sustaining Success with a Smart and Healthy Organization. And as you might realize that's really springboarding off of Pat Leccione's conversation. That's an area that is very near to my heart. When we talk about organizations being successful, that says they're smart in the technical and business processes, and then they're strong, healthy in the social areas, and that's the ability to get along well, to work with each other, to identify critical issues, to address conflicts, recover from past mistakes, all those positive things. So the topics that I'll be addressing will be reviewing the significance of organizational health. That's an untapped area in many organizations where people have ideas, but they're not fully engaged. And so how do we help folks to become engaged? Talk about the 4 leadership attributes. What is it that leaders do? The difference between success and failure in terms of influencing and being effective in terms of having positive outcomes. And then one of the big areas that a lot of organizational leaders complain about is the fact that they feel people aren't motivated or engaged. And so we can talk about what are the things that we can do to help people to become more engaged at work. You know, the Gallup survey tells us that about 1/3 of the people are engaged. That means they're active, participating, motivated. About 2 out of the 10 are disengaged and actively disengaged, and then the rest of them, the other 5 in the boat, as you will, are doing something, but they could do better. So it's like a canoe with a lot of trouble. And so we talk about that, and then the goal is to develop some accountability, to develop an action plan for these leaders going back. So we're talking about executives, managers, supervisors that are trying to create greater accountability, greater buy-in and engagement for the workforce, and really a healthier organization where we're more successful. It makes us look like we're doing things well.
Okay, let me quickly just ask a relatively easy question, I would hope. If you're a business that's, say, 50 employees,
Mm-hmm.
who of those 50 employees, and let's make the assumption standard, president, and then having all the direct reports to him and direct reports to them, and then you have the baseline hourly workers. Who should go to your workshop, this workshop?
That's a good question. Obviously, those that are in charge of the culture and the organization would benefit by creating that culture and driving that down. Another benefit would be a middle-level manager or even a supervisor who is looking to, as you say, improve their leadership and create within their area of control an engaged workforce. I've had the benefit of working with individuals who are not at the top of the organization, but through their abilities to demonstrate positive leadership, they've been able to rally the team, get folks engaged, and the amazing thing happens is they produce positive results and wins, and it causes others to be influenced by, pay attention. I call it personal equity. Now they're adding value, and people want to know, what are you doing? So I think anyone who's in a position of leadership that is interested in proving the quality of their leadership and the outcomes, the results that they achieve, I think that's a good candidate for this.
I'll do a little follow-up on that. What should, I not say should be, but what target age group would you like to see there? 24 to 35, 35 to 40, and I'm sure it reaches all levels, but as far as growing leadership within either an organization or within the whole community, which age group would you prefer to see there?
That's an interesting question. So you talked about to be able to know how to do better what I don't know how to do. And so I'm not sure that it's a question of age. It's a question of desire and expertise. I've met some older folks that have been around and have developed some bad habits. And they would benefit by learning some maybe new ways to engage folks that are part of their team. I think another level that I would think would be beneficial would be some of the younger folks. I've got younger kids. They've got friends, and I have some very close relationships with some young people in that relationship as well as others. And one of the things I've noticed there is that they would benefit from some of the skills of being able to connect. You talked about Madden, to be able to connect on a personal basis, and that speaks to relationships. And so we would talk about, for example, the 4 leadership attributes, right, of inspiring, innovating, collaborating, and executing. And that's a good conversation for some young folks that are moving up in the organization as well.
Part of the reason I asked the age group question is I know both from personal experience and in talking with a lot of people assume that people 25 to 35 already know this leadership stuff because everything's available on the internet And you saw your dad do it, didn't you? And you know, it's a lot like regular learning. They're supposed to catch it by osmosis, and it's really, really difficult unless somebody sits down with you and either goes to an experience like what you're going to provide on Friday, or shows them using situational leadership what they can do to improve themselves and how their impact is on other people.
Yes.
So that's kind of why I asked the younger side if it would be tailored a little bit toward them, because we kind of ignore the younger guys.
Yeah.
And it's not on purpose. It's because, well, you know, look, they can watch me all day long. You know, I'm going to go to this leadership training because I'm not doing everything right. But, you know, the guy below me, he should know because I'm going to this class and I'm going to come back better than what I was. So he should just pick it up by osmosis.
They should, shouldn't they?
if it were only that easy.
That's right. But I think another one that would be interesting, and I was talking about the audiences, is Kim Moore will be doing a workshop called Creating Intentional Success. Obviously, John Maxwell is going to be talking to his book, Intentional Living. And to springboard off that conversation, Kim's going to be talking from John Maxwell's actual book, Today Matters. And that's the things that we do today, intentionally and deliberately on purpose, that has significance and impact for tomorrow. And so the conversation she's going to be having will be those around benefits for managers, supervisors, team leaders, project management team members themselves as well. How do what I do today impacts tomorrow? What are the daily dozen? What are the things I need to be focused on? The secrets to success. What are some of the misconceptions and why today matters? And that's the conversation about the things that we do that are valuable. And so many times I'm sure that you're coaching people on time management, and we understand that's not an issue of managing time. It's an issue of managing priorities and values. And where we come out of misalignment is misaligning our values. And now we're back to good intentions. I have good intentions of doing things, but we don't follow through those. And what happens is every time we say yes to something, we say no to something else. And the things we end up saying no to are not the things that are most valuable for us to do.
Values is one of the things it's very difficult to talk to people about. It's, you know, a business owner, they'll say, well, you know, like you just said, got a problem with time management. As you just also said, my next question to them are, what are your personal values? You run this company. What is the most important personal value?
Yes.
And when you get that blank stare back,
yes,
I've never had to vocalize that before. And so you'll have a brief conversation, and finally you get what their important values are.
Yes.
You know, my family's the most important thing.
Yes.
Then why are you working 80 hours a week? If that's really number one, where are your priorities? And then we reset those and work on the time management side and free that up. But it is amazing how important values are, both in what Kim's going to be talking about and in everybody's life, to separate those values from just moving through life to having your personal set of values and goals to achieve what you want to achieve.
Absolutely.
So really, really, I know Kim, and I really think the world of her, so people will have a great time by attending this particular seminar, as they will with yours or the other one we're talking about. But Kim's a really good presenter. You'll like it. And we're going to start moving now. Again, it's almost quarter of already. Time has just flown here with Mark. But we're going to go to break, and we'll be back shortly.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Go yard is a metaphor used in baseball, meaning to hit a home run. Life struggles can make you feel like you just struck out. It's times like these that we need a little batting practice to pick ourselves back up and get back in the game. Whether you are dealing with marital issues, drug addiction, rebellious teens, anxiety, depression, or just generally having a bad day, call Mama Mac. If life has you down 0-2, before you strike out, learn to go yard. Go yard with Mama Mac on this radio station, Thursdays, 6 o'clock.
Are you looking for some great restaurants? For some great wines? Where are the great chefs? Listen to Dine Out Radio, heard every Wednesday on the Tan Talk Radio Network. 12 to 1 p.m., we'll tell you where all the great events are. We'll have Food and Wine Magazine and Bon Appetit Magazine. We'll have their editors and writers on each month. And maybe we'll throw in a couple surprises. Check out the website, diningoutradio.com.
My bridges all...
Imus in the morning.
Son of a bitch. We have such an incompetent sales department. at ABC in New York, they can't get the copy straight.
Uh-oh.
And we have that fat little freak over there at the radio station. And you talk about somebody who's a weirdo. Holy God. I mean, that boy leather mask time there.
Easy.
Anyway, do you think he could get things straight? Of course not. And then those two dicky dopes down there in Atlanta that own Cumulus Broadcasting, they fired everybody. So you can't get anybody to do anything. There's nobody left to do anything.
Jesus.
Holy God, you got to leave somebody to do something. So I've just had it.
Yeah. Well, take tomorrow off.
That's what I'm going to do.
Excellent plan. Fair enough.
You bastards deal with it yourselves.
Catch Ines in the Morning right here on the stations of the Tan Talk Network.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a transformer.
This is Optimus Primer Button, leader of the auto part junkies. And I'm calling on all auto parts junkies to listen to nostalgic radio and cars every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on Tan Talk. This is Optimus Primer Button. If you don't tune in, it will be the end of the world.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, business leaders. And boy, hey, time has just flown today. We're already on the last segment, but we want you and those that want to be to join our show. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, the small business owner. This is the Focal Point Radio Show, and we're on Tan Talk 1340. I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. I'm here with Mark McCatty, and you can contact Mark through livetoleadtampabay.com. You can call in here at 727-441-3000. Send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com or send us a tweet at PinneyG. So that's all the housekeeping to keep up with. Prior to break, we were talking about the workshops that they'll be putting on in addition to the Live to Lead. Continue to say it's a leadership development experience where they have pretty much lectures by 4 great people. After that session, they'll have 3 or 4 workshops that you can work on. We've spoken about 2 of those already. The third is going to be put on by Trish Bazzone, right?
Trish Bazzoni? Mm-hmm.
Bazzoni, okay. Yeah. So I left off an I. Only it's not there. Anyway, she'll be presenting the third, and so I'll let Mark pass on to him and let him speak about what that's going to be about, and then we'll get to the show wrap-up, which is coming up shortly.
Well, thank you, Gil. One thing that's exciting to me about this event is this event is broadcast in Duluth, Georgia, and then it travels around the world. There's over 400 sites that host this, and there are thousands of leaders around the world who will be watching it, and we're hosting it here in Tampa Bay at the site. And so John Maxwell is the keynote speaker, and Kim, myself, and Trish are all John Maxwell certified trainers. And Trish is going to be talking in her workshop at 12:30 to 4:30, the invaluable laws of growth. And you've talked about it. I'm sure there's things that you've experienced. Growth happens intentionally through awareness and from a plan of action. And so she's going to be talking through this workshop of how to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. But the thing that I think is important for the business leaders to understand, and something that they know intuitively, but just to put words to it, is that growth doesn't happen in a day. Growth happens daily. And it's that effort of taking daily action to improve that culminates and builds, compounds to success. I mean,
Amen.
Back to Madden, right? That's what Madden is doing. He's daily investing in his players and doing things to help them to relax and to connect. And that's what Trish is going to be talking about, using John Maxwell's book as a resource, the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. So Trish will be talking to some of the laws specifically about being intentional, about consistency, and about the mirror. The things that you are is what you get. And so she's going to have an exciting time with her group, really working in on what are the gaps in their personal areas that they would like to strengthen. not necessarily things that they're weak on that are not strengths for them, but what are their strength areas and how do they capitalize on that? And by getting better in those areas and by surrounding themselves with a team that can accommodate some of the areas where they're individually weak, that's where dramatic success can come from.
Very good. And that's the third workshop that we've just talked about. We're going to real quickly let you know what I do, because what Mark has just spoke about is great. To learn these new skills and to develop your leadership abilities, to look at where your growth gaps are and how to attack those. That's all excellent things to do. The hard part is following up on that and making sure you take that action. And again, that action needs to be, in many cases, daily or weekly.
That's right. What happens tomorrow? What happens that week?
Not whatever pops in your head. Oh, yeah, I went to that seminar, and, that's right. I should have done this. And so then you think you're going to pick back up on it, and you let it slide again. As with most habits, it takes 21 days of consistent effort on that habit in order to change a bad habit and replace it with a good habit, or start a new good habit. Well, that's what a business coach does. So please remember, I'm available for free consultation. That's free as in no charge. So you give me a call at 727-537-9680. We'll set up an appointment. We'll talk about your business. We'll talk about how you see your business, where you feel the gaps are in your business, and whether or not we can close those gaps based on what your willingness is to either make change or to invest time and effort into your business. So you have no cost and you can learn a great deal. So either give me a phone call, as I said, 727-537-9680, or send me that email at gilpinney@yahoo.com. We'll bring you the success you desire and deserve. And remember, I have coaching programs that fits any budget, and if you don't want to do one-to-one coaching, we also do some workshops, and I'm working on a specific set of those to start down in Pinellas Park within the next month. So we can do those group sessions. We can do specific ones if you have a larger organization. I do workshops for revenue growth, goal setting, time management, which Mark spoke of earlier, strategic planning, and team building. So just give me a call. There's no risk to you, and imagine how well you'll feel and the better results you'll get from your business. And it's just like those guys up there in their 20s hitting those home runs, because that's how positive you'll feel about your business. So with that, we have 5 minutes left here, and let's do a wrap-up as to the specifics about the Live to Lead leader development experience. And we'll start with, it starts at what time?
Well, the doors will open at 7:30, and it'll kick off promptly at 8 o'clock on the 23rd.
Okay, and again, that's at Collaborative Labs at the St. Pete Epicenter, which is 13805 58th Street North in Clearwater. So, and like we said earlier, it's in the ICOT Center there. It's really easy to find. Gorgeous building.
It's an
plenty
amazing
of parking.
place.
So the doors open early. The program begins right at 8:30, you said?
Right at 8 o'clock.
Right at 8 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Don't come by my time. You'll be late. So it begins at 8 o'clock. Any breaks in the morning?
There's a break that will happen between the 8 o'clock and 11:30 time frame. That'll allow folks a chance to stretch and do some networking. There'll be some people there of some quality, so it'll be a great chance to meet folks. And then from 11:30 to 12:30, those that will stay for the workshop, there'll be an opportunity. There's a lunch on site, as you know, that's available in the cafeteria, so folks may want to go there. And then we'll start the workshops up at 12:30 and run those until 4:30 in the afternoon.
Good. Well, it's great you're going to have an opportunity to do the networking, because that's one of the things we talk about on this show fairly frequently.
Yes.
Is when you network effectively, is one of the ways you do that is to know who you want to network with at this particular event. Is there any way anybody can see who's going to be there?
They won't be able to see in advance who's there. Obviously, once they get there, they'll be able to see.
Okay.
But imagine the quality of folks that will be spending some time on a Friday to come out and improve themselves. I think that's the kind of people we want to hang around with.
Yes. No. It's developing that plan and executing on that plan. So in this particular case, folks, you won't know who's going to be there. You're going to know they're probably somebody that can help you or will help you. So put your name tag on. Make sure you wear your name tag.
Bring business cards.
With your business, yes, with your business. Bring your business cards. Practice that 30-second introduction. And make sure you're effective both with that and its delivery. One of the things I cover fairly frequently, both with the business owners I deal with, but on the show, is practice, practice, practice.
Yes.
Particularly when it comes to being relatively natural when you're giving your 30-second and introducing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that first time, every time. You always got to be perfect.
Right.
And this is one of those times where you could meet the key person that's going to take your business to the next level, because they could need your products and they just don't know who you are yet.
Absolutely.
So that's a great one. So you get there, you're going to have a break at 11. You're going to break at 11:30 again for lunch, and then they can sign up and they'll be able to take one of the 3 workshops?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so the selection there is the Invaluable Laws of Growth, the Creating Intentional Success by Kim Moore, and then yours is Improving Organizational Health. So 3 very positive, very good workshops that we can take. And outside of that, I think we've got the whole enchilada covered. We'll give the website one more time, which is livetolead.com.
LiveToLeadTampaBay.com.
Oh, sorry. LiveToLeadTampaBay.com.
Right.
You may end up in Duluth, Georgia, if you go to the wrong place.
That's right. That's right.
LiveToLeadTampaBay.com, and use your specific code, which is FBLA, to get your 10% discount. And then also Middleton High School will also get another 10%
Right.
of your admission fee.
Future business leaders of America will benefit
correct.
from that.
And so we're doing great there. We got more baseball tonight, but it's the Blue Jays and Kansas City. So we'll hope our beloved Blue Jays from Dunedin will do well.
Well, Gil, I wanted to thank you. I've enjoyed the opportunity to come and talk and spend some time with you again. Seeing you at the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, it's good to have another chamber member, so I appreciate the invitation.
No, it's been really fun, and it's hard to capture the learning experience that I get out of doing this, but it is very positive. John Maxwell, I'm amazed at the amount of work he's put out. You know, you look at all the competition out there. You got Tony Robbins, you got the guy I'm with, which is Brian Tracy. You got Zig Ziglar, who's no longer with us, but he's got a whole crowd of people doing his business. You got Dale Carnegie, you got Sandler. You know, it's just amazing the number of people. But people like John Maxwell that teach the whole thing, and specificity on leadership is really, really important to business leaders to be able to go get, take one day out of their schedule.
That's right.
And do something positive for themselves and their company. Just that one day.
Yes.
And take from it. And then if they do learn enough, that's where I come in. And they say, I want to do this faster. I don't want us to do it over 5 years.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
CIA Director hack Biden decision. I'm Chaz Henry. An anonymous hacker is claiming that he broke into the personal email account of CIA Director John Brennan. Correspondent Evan Perez.
I'm told by officials that no classified information is in there, but there is some sensitive stuff.
More indications there might be momentum developing in a possible presidential bid by Vice President Joe Biden. Correspondent Jim Acosta.
Pennsylvania Democratic Congressman Brennan Boyle tweeted just this morning that his own source says Biden will run. I talked to Boyle this afternoon. The congressman says his tweet is accurate. He's standing by it. He says about Joe Biden, if he does not run, if he didn't run, it would be pulling back from a decision that's already been made.
From Nevada, word of a fire at a closed radioactive waste disposal site has been put out. National Guard units said to be conducting tests there now while radiation detecting aircraft fly overhead. And a federal task force will over the next few weeks be making recommendations on ways to register people who own unmanned aircraft. Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox says it'll help hold them accountable for safe flight. I'm Chaz Henry.